A controversial product under fire.
I think they're just a spectacularly bad idea.
At-home rape kits.
It would be traumatizing to survivors. It would be worthless in a court of law.
Criticized by advocates and attorneys. Tonight, Cairo 7 asks the woman behind them.
How do you defend this product?
They are called MeToo kits, and they're intended to be a solution for thousands of rape victims every year who don't get an exam done at a hospital for one reason or another.
But some survivors and attorneys are really criticizing the kits, and Cairo 7's Lindsay Sheldon took their questions straight to the company's founder.
So in 2014, I was raped. I went to the closest emergency room, walked in, told them what happened. They shrugged their shoulders and said, "We don't do rape kits here."
After her sexual assault, Leah Griffin vowed to improve the system, to make rape kits and the trained nurses who do them more accessible to survivors.
It's an incredibly lonely and terrifying situation. Having somebody to guide you through the system is absolutely essential.
So she was disappointed to hear about this product, the MeToo kit. The company's co-founder promises to allow survivors to collect their own evidence in the crucial 72 hours before DNA degrades.
That is time sensitive.
I spoke with the co-founder on Skype.
Time is one of those things that you do not get after your sexual assault.
I was a little horrified by the idea because, one, self-administering a sexual assault kit, I can only imagine would be a horrific and traumatic experience.
Sterile swabs that we use.
A sexual assault forensic exam, which is paid for by the state, involves gloves and swabs.
And then we seal the envelope to show that we've now secured the evidence.
And it can include other steps like toxicology tests, photographs, and treatment for injuries.
We indicate the time the evidence was collected and who collected it.
Last year, SANE nurses, that is, sexual assault nurse examiners, performed 550 of these exams across 6 King County hospitals, including Harborview.
An average rape kit can take anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. And it's just extremely meticulous.
When it comes to the MeToo kits,
I think they're just a spectacularly bad idea.
Griffin isn't the only one criticizing the concept. Mary Ellen Stone is the director of the King County Sexual Assault Resource Center. She says SANE nurses also support survivors in their time of crisis.
You know, responding to somebody who's in a state of shock or disbelief or real panic. So it's doing some stabilization of that person. It's also connecting them to resources.
But when it comes to at-home collection,
I can't imagine this could possibly hold up in court.
Courtroom admissibility is something Mary Robnett can speak to directly. She's the Pierce County prosecuting attorney.
In order to prosecute a sexual assault case, we have to be able to admit evidence in court. And it's my view that this type of evidence, this type of collection, isn't going to be admissible in court.
Robnett points to the importance of chain of custody.
Typically in a chain of custody, we document very carefully how the evidence was collected, who collected it, who held on to it, how it was tested, how it was handled.
She says SANE nurses and crime lab technicians frequently testify about chain of custody in court. With these kits, she says, it would be the survivor.
Not only testifying about what happened to them, but being responsible for all of the evidence that's collected. It's really put in a huge onus on a victim.
So what does co-founder Madison Campbell have to say?
Critics say that this kit would actually be harmful to victims. So how do you defend this product?
Well, I think what would be harmful to victims is if you tell them that they don't have any choice but to go to a hospital. If individuals do not feel ready to go to a hospital, are you telling victims of sexual assault to throw away evidence?
Campbell says she was sexually assaulted in 2016. She tells me the product is for survivors who don't go to the hospital.
What about the concern that the evidence collected at home might be tainted in some way?
One, I would say that it's very important that the individual that was sexually assaulted is collecting any evidence at all. We've created a hardware and software technology to ensure that the individual understands how to collect DNA.
Last year, multiple attorneys general spoke out about the kits, some sending cease and desist letters to Campbell's company. She says the criticism has only helped them improve the product, which they plan to launch this year, targeting universities and nonprofits.
We're coming in because the system doesn't work for so many people.
Advocate Leah Griffin is focused on improving the system. She is working to pass the Survivors Access to Supportive Care Act to increase access to and funding for SANE nurses across the country. Officials stress that even without a rape kit being done, survivors can still report sexual assaults. Last year, the statute of limitations for reporting a rape of an adult, someone 16 or older, increased from 10 to 20 years. But that change is not retroactive. Monique?
Wow, thank you, Lindsay. Well, there is no debate about this. If you or a loved one has been sexually assaulted and need help, the King County Sexual Assault Resource Center can be reached 24 hours a day at 888-99-VOICE. Even if you're not in King County, they can direct you to resources near you.